All right. So welcome back to part 7 of the NMG guy. We just got gravity suit, so we're gonna go from gravity to I think wave beam is a good spot to end. Or no, we'll end at we'll end at gold robo. Gold chozo. Yeah. So here, you get it. I prefer to flash shift and then do a speed drop. So I want to store it here. So I want to do that, and I want to immediately flash shift spark. So here, and get me that. If you delay the spark at all from the flash shift, you will actually bonk right here, which is required in like glitchless or if you're actually going to Frozen Ataria, but that's generally how I time it. So this is the double robo fight. There's some specifics about it. I never made a guide about how the robos work in AI, but you know, anytimes best time as any to explain it. The robos have specific rules that they follow. One, you have to be in line of sight with them. Okay, they're gonna try their best to keep you in line of sight. They can't be on the same platform as each other. Luckily, this one is just big enough to where you can force them to be on there. Like they don't want, like if they're on their own side of the platform, it works out for them, but they can't be on the same platform technically. So this is technically counted as like 2 platforms, if that makes sense. They kind of keep them in their own zone and manipulate them. And then you mash plasma. If you can't mash both of them, it's better to screw attack them. Or if your mash is fast enough, you can just mash one or missile weave them. But generally, you want to keep them on the same platform and mashing. They're trying to knock you off. You can actually cancel it by like pressing left or right at a specific time. So let's just do it. Okay. So that was a pretty mediocre fight. I honestly haven't fought them in a while, but you saw how I kind of kept them in like the same spot. Even though they were pummeling me, I was just mashing through them. Mashing both of them with plasma is actually faster than screw attacking or missile weaving just one. But if you want to play on the safe side, you can just screw attack them or just mash one or whatever it takes to get you through that part, because it's fairly dangerous fight, and a lot of beginners die there a lot. Like the robo fights are like really difficult for some. Yeah, you can keep them on the same platform if you're on the edge, right? It's that zone thing. Like they don't want to be on the same platform, but if you're on the edge and they want to like melee you and stuff like that, they'll tend to stay on the same platform if you force them. It's really tricky. I prefer to just jump up to the second platform, have them run up to me, and I mash them, and then eventually the one on the right will knock me up to where I was getting pummeled, and I just keep mashing. So I get up to that spot and try to stay on as much as possible, and then they yeet me to the side, and I just keep mashing. And they sometimes die there, or just like that fight, they eventually die very quickly. So here, You can actually speed boost all the way up, but I don't see the point. So what was that? Like you can actually like speed boost there, go up there. It is technically faster, but you lose access to the worm resources, and you don't want to spark in the middle because that happens. So you want to store it here, and you want to not spark here either because you're just gonna bonk this. But you want to like spark like here. I don't know why. Now, the reason why killing speed teching all the way up can be faster is you can kill that, open a door, and go through. Now, there's a lot of tutorials for this part. I have one for I find more consistent. This one, I have specific uses for the quick version. I believe Satora, one of the world record runners, also has a tutorial for this version. I don't know who else has a tutorial. But we'll just get through Gozuna, honestly. I'll try to like do a brief of it. Gozuna has technically 4 phases. So you want to missile and mash. You want to wait for him to lock in to that spot. Well, not lock in, but you want to wait for him to just about lock in. The X always swirls twice. Sometimes it's a fast swirl. Sometimes it's a long swirl. You just have to keep in mind on what pattern it decides to do. And just as it's about to lock in, you start running like there. Now, if you do my method, I do park there, and then I charge it there, and then have them charge, and then I spark up again, like that. Again, there's an example on my YouTube. That one you can do with or without jump abilities. But without jump abilities, it can be very finicky. But yeah, and then he comes up here, I spark him. The fastest way of doing it is the meaty strike, which is significantly harder, and if you miss it, you straight up just die inside. Same premise, except you have a longer wait, because you want to kill him as he spawns, and then once it's black, you do that. I like to spark here. Diagonal sparking that core is actually faster, but like diagonal sparks are like really weird. So I just slow spark and spark down. It's consistent. It kills itself. It's a lot easier. There is a version where you just like do a bunch of wall runs around. Now to do this, to get the store, you don't want to run. When he gets hit, you want to be. When he gets hit by the spark, and you want to go when you have to run in to store charge, you want to stop. So he has that claw in front of him, that back forward claw. He has a claw in front of him, and he's kind of like reeling like this, right? And this claw is in front of him. You want to be in between his ass and the claw, and that's where you want to store. Like, you don't want to go all the way in. You want to go like halfway to where his main body is. Let me show you just the anatomy real quick. So this whole shelled part right here under him is actually his ass. This is his face right here. See, you see this mouth? That's his actual face. So when we call him ass face or like his face, we tend to mean his actual ass, but you know, it gets confusing. Let's move on. Now this kill, I don't recommend learning. Not yet. Specifically because if you mess up, you straight take a hit, right? The other methods, every other method before this, besides this one, you don't take a hit. And with 3 tanks, you could take 2 hits. No, you can take 1 hit. You take a single hit. Once you drop below 2.5 tanks, any hit, even just touching Glazuna, you will die. So this is a very advanced version. If you do the one with the wall jump, you don't get hit. If you do the one where like they kind of like space jump around and some weird stuff, I barely like looked into that. But I recommend doing my method because you don't get hit, and it's a lot safer. And there are ways to guarantee. Oh, I messed up. I totally forgot. There's ways to guarantee the spark. You can. This is kind of a boss rush strat now, but it used to be it's still a backup strat. You can make him do the charge attack and slam you, slide under, and charge the spark that way. But anyways, this next room, horrible room. This is like one of the worst rooms in the game. For some reason, you have cross bombs now. In this next room, it takes forever to load. You want to flash shift in, slide immediately, and then cross bomb. If you do it in that way, your first bomb will actually be a cross bomb. But if you don't flash shift in properly, you'll be doing this. Like you'll basically be mashing, and you're like you do 4 bombs, and I could be holding cross bomb and mashing it, and my 4th bomb will be cross bomb. That's like, I don't know what's with the room, I don't know what's with Samus, but for some reason cross bomb comes out super late in that room. Here's another spark shot save. I'm gonna do it, but just speed booster. Okay, just speed booster. And my storing has not been good. Oh. Is my controller drifting? Yeah, you could do that at the same time, but just speed booster. I honestly don't see a reason not to. I should have done that super. I actually should not have done that. Without explaining it, it's just a DT slide in the same way. In fact, this one is way more lenient than the drog skip. It's the same thing. DT slide. The reason why it's more lenient is, you know, you got this giant, long. Well, it's not giant, but this long grapple. And you just DT slide forward and it goes through grapple block and then grabs it from behind. If you have trouble with drog skip, I honestly don't I honestly believe you would still not have issues with this first grapple. So we're going to SQ. We have space jump already, so we have to do some like nifty speed tech to avoid the wave enemy. You only have to get like the first part of it. The second part is just pure swag. But you know, we got some movement. Here you can either like jump up there and flash shift. I prefer the speed boost. Now there's two routes. You can go like here where I just went. Where you can go down here. And you like kind of flash shift and you kill that, and then you come down here. Here's something here's what I've been messing with recently. You come down here, you melee, and then you kind of like you do two melees. So you here, melee. Maybe do this properly. Like you just like land there. Kind of tricky. You can just like slide under, honestly, but the melee should be faster. Like there. So I almost got it, but whatever. So when you go through the Emmy door, you already want to be charging speed. Where you land, like right here, is where like pretty much it. You want to slide morph, or you can actually jump down. But most importantly, you want to shoot forward. You just basically want to mash it, and then the platform pillar above before the wave Emmy, you want to jump at it and rub it, because then it'll give them time to come down, and you want to jump over it and speed boost through. You can actually keep the speed boost through the entire way to the other door, but if that part's too hard, just get through the door and a flash shift to the end. I'll show the speed booster version. Sometimes the Emmy is not there. I messed up, but yeah, you can just like come down here and then like flash shift through. But yeah, you just like speed boost through there. It's just some basic movement. Here I definitely flash shift and spin, and then you have a missile block right here. Give me a second. Alright, now I gotta cut that out. So we're heading to SQ. Gonna go here. Now the quick kill for SQ. Let me get this. You want to? I'll show you the way I do it. There's some specifics for it. I again have a tutorial for that. But you want to charge it. Again, this is one of those slow charges. I did that late. There's a spot on the floor, like kind of like an H. You wanna morph there. Cross bomb up when SQ goes to the left of the screen, like off screen, and then you want to slow spark in the air. And then once you immediately hit it, you want to flash left and spin the screw attack. You do left 3 hits, and then you hold right and do 2 hits, and then he's dead. Oh, I did it too early. That's been a while since I did it early. Since you have space jump though, you can actually use the statue spear up top. You want to be on like the right part of the spear, and you can spark down and do the same. It doesn't matter what method you choose. It's like as long as you hit SQ. I get it. There is a way to hit the core. I just don't remember how to do it. But I'll show you. Here, you do this, and you kind of bounce it. There, I'm basically forcing the cross bomb and my screw attack to hit at the same time. If you don't want to do that part, it's not very important. You just save one hit. But that's the glitchless version of doing it. And I recommend learning that way. It's very consistent once you understand it. But it saves one hit, right? Otherwise, you screw attack them a third time. But let me see if I can get the faster version where like all I do is space jump. I don't know why I haven't been able to get this version in like quite a while. I don't know, whatever. I have a video for it. So now we have Storm Missile. Now I'm gonna show you SQ speed. I'm gonna show you specifically the Boss Spark version. This is one of the hardest speed techs in the game. You only get really one try at this because these blocks, these Y blocks that you went through, they spawn very oddly on the very first spawn. I'll try to get it. I'm not gonna explain it too much. It's just it saves like a second. If you can keep speed all the way to the Storm Missile, you save 2, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I lost. I forgot I had space jump. Space jump makes this tech a lot more bearable. Because space jump does change your jump abilities. I mean, jump physics. Anyways, whatever. Now, the Ball Spark would just let you get through this like very slow warp tunnel. You can just splash through. Again, you can just splash through. This is another speed tech. It's called SQ Speed 2. After you break it, once you do the storm missiles, shoot like that. And you want to run off, morph, and do a very hard coyote unmorph. If that makes sense. I'll try this a few times, and this one saves about 2 seconds. And then you go up here. You want to hold charge. Storm missile here. Now you can go left or right. Doesn't matter. I prefer to kill this. When you spark these robos, spark the gold. You gain an extra like 1500 DPS if you spark the gold one. You kind of want to go right. The doors pretty much open instantly. And you just go up. Kind of just go through here. Flash shift and this last one takes like one shot. I prefer to like do a space jump morph in. You don't have to. You just mantle it. Now, when you land, a lot of people tend to like go backwards to go into it. You don't need to. Once you land, you can just start running forward, charging. Now you have screw attack. Screw attack, instant kills this thing. Now, I'm gonna show you the fastest, more difficult way of doing it, and I'm showing you the easy way of doing it, which is actually the intended way. No, I'm not gonna show you the easy way, but I'm gonna show you the, I guess what we consider the medium way. But yeah, you just kind of stand your ground and try your best not to miss anything. I just missed a lot. I reset on my own terms. But yeah, you stand your ground and you break it. You either break it there and then you shoot them there, or you jump over him fast enough and then break him up there, and it gives you enough time to break his plate again. Now, this other version requires a bit more. It's about 2 seconds slower. You just like go through, you open a wide beam block. I like to shoot this once. Once he comes down, you do a cross bomb, and you just start hammering him. A lot safer and a lot easier to do. Sometimes I break him up there and then kill him up there, which is slightly slower. I wouldn't worry about it too much. The important thing is you kill him. And you still up in the same place. Like, there's a long morph tunnel up top for the faster kill. Like that one right there. Now here, just flash drift through, about to show you the speed check. And that's part 7. So we're going to part 8. I'll leave a link in the description for Speedrun Academy that goes over the early space route. The tutorial playlist. Be sure to check that out.